Alright, before we get this video started, quick little mail time. Alright, so I checked the P.O. box earlier and had a couple goodies in it. This one I started to open, then I was like, oh wait, I should probably do this on camera, because I'm sure everybody would appreciate that. Who is it from? Alright, so this one is from Joshua, either Hilt or Hit. We'll just say it's from Josh. And Josh sent... Hey, he sent a note and a lot of stickers. A lot of stickers. Awesome. Hell yeah. Cummins power. You know, someday I really do want a 12 valve swap something. Alright. Fuck out of here, mosquito. Alright, got you some fridge stickers. I've been watching your channel for a few months now. I love the content and the variety. I also like the fact that you don't act as if you know everything and show your fails. Well, it's hard to act like you know everything if you don't know everything. I've tried before and it makes me look like a total fucking jackass. Keep up the great work. I'm in industrial gas... I can't read either. Keep up the great work. I'm an industrial gas mechanic for CAT. Check out my Instagram at mobilemech. Right there. Guys, go check him out. I'm currently restoring / building a 70 C10 long to short bed conversion with a 4.8 LS and a turbo 400 and an 8.8 rear end. That is awesome. That sounds like it'll be badass. I've really thought about cutting down one of those because you can find long beds everywhere for like dirt cheap. Shit, I know where there's one. It's a 4-wheel drive, but I know where there's, well, and Chris has one too. So I know where there's two that are basically just sitting. Shit, I'm losing these everywhere. I'm trying to go through these. So there's a bunch of cat stickers, some monster stickers, Rockstar Metal Militia stickers, Cleveland Brother, that one's pretty sweet. A banana that says fuck's sake. I like that one. Alright, sweet. I just spit a little bit. Sweet, I'm excited. I spit when I'm excited. That is awesome. Thank you so much. Alright. On to this next one. If I had to guess, I'm going to assume that this is license plates, but you never know. This one is from Matthew Salisbury. Great fucking steaks, dude. Alright, there are some license plates. I'm hoping that if there is a note, I didn't just fucking destroy it. There's a note. Josh, here's 3 plates to add to your new garage. Hopefully you don't have any from these states already. Matthew Salisbury. From Grand Rapids. Dope. He has his Instagram here. I'll be honest, dude, I don't know what it says, but I'll put it. JMSW. I'll find you. I'll find you. Alright, we got one from Pennsylvania from 2003. Sweet. Pennsylvania has some thick plates. Wyoming. Wyoming's dope. And another one from Wyoming. I like Wyoming. Alright, this last one says, don't cut with care. But, I don't know if I trust that. This could be an anthrax bomb or some shit. So I'm gonna be super fucking gentle with it. See if I can do this without cutting myself, too. Oh. Oh, oh, okay. So he sent his card. It says graphics by Dave, pinstripe, airbrush, gold leaf, and more. What's the note say? Hey guys, I've been watching some of your videos for a while. I like to see people with limited funds work with. You calling me poor? No, I'm just kidding. Also, you guys don't seem to take yourselves too serious. Well, no. I mean, we know we're stupid. So the gist of it is, he has an idea that he was curious about my opinion on. And he sent some goodies just as a goodwill gesture. And let's see, David Winans? Oh-ho! Oh-ho! No fucking shit, dude. Wow. That is bad fucking ass, dude. That is awesome. Oh man. That is so... Oh, it looks like there's another one. Oh, Captain Inferno gets 2 signs? God damn, dude, that is talent. Today we're going to talk about my favorite thing in the entire world. Buttons. Now I love buttons. I love the way they look, I love the way they taste. I love it when they're round, I love it when they're square. I like thick crust, I like thin crust. I like it when they have pepperoni. I'm thinking of pizza. But today we are actually talking about buttons, and particularly hooking up a push button start. Because if you're anything like me, you have a Cadillac that you really want to drive, but you have some stupid security system disabling the ignition and you don't want to pay the dealership $1,500 to fix it. Now, of course, it wouldn't actually be $1,500, but I think all men exaggerate a little bit. So, here, watch it start right up this time. Now, before you say it's the starter, it's the wiring, it's the battery, it's not. All that's checked. It's a new starter, new battery, checked all the wiring, all the connections are good. And the times where it does magically roll the engine over and fire up, after driving for some random amount of time, a little message will pop up on the dash here saying starting disabled removed key, and it kills itself. And that has happened to me 5 times at least. And one of those times it actually wouldn't just restart. We had to push the car back to my place. Luckily I didn't go very far. Now what will a push button fix? Hopefully everything, because the issue is that it won't send the signal to the starter. You can hear it clicking, that's like a little momentary pulse, but then it cuts the signal. So my thinking is this. If I turn, where are you? If I turn the ignition to on, make sure it's in neutral so I don't bust my freaking leg, and then come out here, this thick boy party purple wire is to the starter, and if I take this little jumper wire and put it right here on the battery, it fires right up. So that is why we were putting a push button start in this car. Sure, it's going to look kind of janky, kind of a half-assed way to fix this issue instead of just taking it to the dealership, having them reprogram the key or whatever, but I really don't want to pay what would probably be $200 to $300 for something like this when I can pay. This was $15 and this was $8. And this is a good time to talk about the 2 trains of thoughts on how to wire up a push button start. Now the first way to do it is probably the most common way you'll see it done. You take a wire straight from like a battery positive source and you'll run a wire from there up to one side of the push button and then from the other side down to the little starter terminal. Now the thing that people don't like about that is just how much current has to go through that switch, and when you're doing something like that you'll want one of these. It doesn't have to be this exact one, but basically if you can see right there, it says this one's rated for 50 amps, which would be plenty for just a little 3 or 4 second switch. Now another way it can be done is with a smaller one like this. This is a lot cheaper. This was pretty much half the price of that one. I think this is like $7 or $8. And this one is only rated for 8 amps. So what you'd have to do for this is basically use a relay. So you'd run some sort of switch power to one side of it, that way it's only on with the key. You don't have to do that. You could run a constant 12-volt source, but it wouldn't be straight from the battery with this. And then out the other side of this to a relay, and that relay would send the battery power straight to the starter. So those are kind of the 2 main ways of doing it. Today, mostly because this button looks a whole lot nicer than the other one. So I'm just gonna run the hot wire and we'll be good. That has a nice feel to it. Let's get to work. So now we just have to figure out where we actually want to put it. And I'm just going to use this as a rough idea because this is the part that's going to be pretty much sticking out of it. And I thought about putting it right here, but that has a little too much angle. I think it'll look kind of janky. And obviously I'm trying to be very professional with this. I want it to look like factory, you know. And then I thought right there, that's kind of out of place. And then right here would dang near be perfect since it'll be in this square that already has crap here. And I'll be able to get to the underside by just popping this out of the way. Can get to that right there. So I think that'll probably be the best spot, right where my 2-year-old son can push it all the time. Let's go. It took me a while, but I got the wiring through the firewall. It's routed pretty nice and tucked in the engine bay. So now I can run it over under the carpet and in the transmission tunnel here a little bit. And once I get the wiring through the tunnel like this, I just need to drill the hole for the switch to actually mount into. Sorry about these cup holders. And then just wire that up and then connect the wiring out there and we're good to go.
everything loosely connected under the hood. Just have one side connected to a main power source from the fuse box, like the main battery connection there. And then the other side connected to where that purple wire is that I showed you earlier going to the starter. Everything is permanently mounted in here because I really like to get ahead of myself, and I'll probably have to take it apart, but let's see if it works. So I'm gonna turn the key on. Oh! Hey! We're good! Sweet! Now I just have to figure out a way to keep my son from playing with it. That has really good engagement. I like that button. That's a good button. And with the cover back on, you honestly cannot tell I've done anything unless you looked really, really, really close. Go ahead. Try and find the wires. I bet on video you can't, because even in person, you can barely see them. So that is going to do it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If nothing else, at least I can start my car from inside it again. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I'll see you next time.